welcome to episode 42 of the InGeneral podcast, brought to you by JurassicOutpost.com, joined with Chris and Assis, the original trio. Hey guys.
Hello, hello.
Hey, it's been too long.
Listen to Assis's voice. Listen to it. Just talk.
Let the haters come in. I'm ready for this. I'm ready.
Have you missed his tender tones? I have.
I hope so.
It's good to have you back, man.
Thank you, sir. Good to be back.
Yeah, seriously, it's been too long.
Yeah, it has. We've got a few things to talk about, but not too much. And at the end of this episode, well, I guess halfway through this episode, we're going to put our latest interview with Paul from Chronicle Collectibles, who revealed a fair amount of stuff, didn't he, Chris?
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of similar things that people already know, but he went into detail further. Some really cool behind-the-scenes details, as well as revealing a few new bits of information.
Yeah, it's very cool. So it's about half an hour. It's about 30 minutes, so we'll put that at the end of this episode. But for now, we have a few things to talk about. So, I mean, the top news that came out yesterday, 2 days ago, was the new Lego Jurassic World film, straight-to-DVD film.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Look at this.
So, this kind of came out of nowhere, which is, I think, the strange thing is, like, we discovered it. Well, we didn't discover it. Jurassic Raptor discovered it.
Nice.
And I saw it on Twitter, and I was like, oh, I saw the picture that he posted, and then he gave me the link for the Amazon listing. And it's just like, there's no information beyond this Amazon listing. It's also on Walmart now, but neither one of them have things like runtime or really further details beyond the little synopsis on the back.
Yeah, but, I noticed Lego haven't tweeted or Instagram since March, the Lego Jurassic account.
Yeah,
so
and I'm not even...
like, it's weird that we haven't seen... No one expected this. It really has come out of nowhere, which is cool, I guess.
Yeah, and I'm not even sure if this would be the same branch as the Lego Jurassic, because that's Traveler Tales games, I believe. Mm-hmm. And this would definitely be one of the movie divisions.
Okay, so
I don't know
that's
exactly.
Even weirder.
Yeah, I don't know exactly who's behind it. I know Lego does some shorts. I think they have a Lego Star Wars TV miniseries coming out for TV. Actually, I don't think this is going to be as high quality as that, but I wouldn't be surprised if, at the very least, its origins started in the same departments at the creative filmmaking groups,
yeah.
and then it was probably just handed off to another studio to do kind of something for kids.
Well, it's funny because you were saying that there really is no info on this, and nobody expected this, and it's funny that the only info we do have is an Amazon listing, which is a 2-pack as well. It's not even its own thing. It's a 2-pack with Jurassic World, which is... There's no individual DVD for this yet.
Mm-mm. And I wonder... I can't help but wonder if it's not long enough for an individual DVD, if they're going to put it out online for free, or maybe catch the Lego short, on NBC, what I don't know what channels they own, but if they have any channels that have cartoons for kids, they might just have it today, catch it for the first time for free, and then you can get it in a 2-pack, or might go on Netflix.
I get what you mean. Try and resell the DVD.
Yeah,
Jurassic World itself, with a new thing.
For people that like it as well, that they can own it. But
it's great. I find it great that they've done this. It's fun. It's come out of nowhere. Whatever. Lego game was good, but I'm still gutted. There's nothing for non-kids. There's nothing for adults.
There will be soon, right? With the comic series that's starting soon. Let's talk about that last time.
What's really funny, Jack and I, right before you got on the podcast, we were talking a little bit about this. Yeah, we can talk a little bit more detail about that, because there's been a small development on that part that we haven't put on the website yet. But while we're talking about the Lego game, Jack, did you want to read the synopsis?
I can try. In Lego
or
Jurassic
Assis.
World, the Indominus... Ooh, Assis! No, that's a better idea. Assis, go for it, man. Have you got it up? JurassicOutpost.com, that's
thing.
Jurassic, Jurawas.
I think you got this, because your British tones,
okay.
It's so much better than my tender tones.
Okay. In Lego, registered trademark, Jurassic World, the Indominus escape, two of the most beloved brands of all time come together like never before. When Simon Masrani accidentally destroys one of the park's main attractions, brackets, he really should learn how to fly that helicopter. Oh, that's a bit dark.
that hurts.
That hurts. He calls upon his trusted employee, Claire, to save the day. Yes, she has
So nothing's going to get done.
Nothing's going to happen. After some quick Dino DNA building in Dr. Wu's lab, I like that, Dino DNA, Claire comes up with the perfect solution that is sure to delight Miss Riley and kids everywhere, the Indominus Rex. Oh, the smartest, biggest, and scariest hot dog-loving dinosaur. Wait, so it's sort of a retelling?
Yeah. It's like an alternate take on Jurassic World.
Okay, so unfortunately, disaster strikes after the Indominus eats all the hot dogs and escapes from its pen in a hungry rage. It's now up to the talented and rugged dinosaur trainer Owen Grady to save the day and battle the Indominus Rex in an epic, action-packed finale. So that sounds bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's a
watch
cartoon.
that.
It's for kids.
Yeah, no, totally. Yeah, it's for children.
And honestly, sometimes when they write write-ups, they make things sound more point blank than what they really are, just to kind of as a way to summarize it. So, like, the story itself, it's gonna be fun, probably cute.
They're assuming people are dumb, basically. That's the way of Hollywood.
Yeah, and plus, I mean, it's made for kids, so...
Yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, it's cool. Like I said, it's great, and also...
There's a man in a hot dog suit running away from an Indominus Rex, and that's gotta suck, man.
Interestingly enough, with the Lego characters riding...
Yeah, the Indominus. It looks like they're, like, edging the Indominus Rex on to kill that poor guy.
Yeah, very strange.
There's
also bonus features. So there's as well as this, which I assume is feature length, maybe 70, 80 minutes kind of thing.
I don't know. See, that's the thing.
Well, because they say there's an exclusive short on the back.
Yeah, that's the short, I'm assuming, right?
No, that's a bonus feature. It's another one, employee safety video. So that would be like a little short 5-minute thing.
Yeah.
A day in the life at Lego Jurassic World. A jarring encounter and Jurassic Power.
See, those all sound new to me, except for maybe a day in the life at Lego Jurassic World. I think that was a short.
Yeah, I think we've seen that before.
They put that online. I think it was like on Lego.com.
I'm pretty sure these bonus features are all related to the Lego film as well. They're definitely not like new Jurassic World features. So,
I mean, I can't help but wonder if like this slipped through the cracks a bit early. And maybe they'll have... Because this is just the DVD. Like, maybe...
That does happen. Like, Amazon reveals stuff.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if, like, they'll have, like, a Blu-ray as well. And maybe the Blu-ray will have more features, not just for the Lego short. I mean, I'm not holding my breath.
Yeah, no, there would be. But I get you. That would be cool.
I mean, because it makes sense. Because it's a way to... I mean, it makes money at the very least. Like, hey, get people to double dip. You make money. And if you're able to actually make the special features worth it, you'll keep some of the... more core fan base appeased.
Yep, I agree. Do you know what I did recently, speaking of Blu-rays? I had a shelf on my bookshelf which had the Indominus and Rex display, the Blu-ray pack thing. It had pretty much every Blu-ray that was released of Jurassic World, because I bought them all for some reason.
Wait, what?
It was nice. It was a stacked shelf, had all my Jurassic Trilogy stuff, like the Blu-rays and DVDs and stuff. Anyway, I took it all down, put it all in storage.
Why?
Well, because I wanted the extra bookshelf for, books and stuff that I did.
You don't read.
You nerd.
Bullshit.
Okay, I'm sorry. But no, yeah, for books. I do read. I just finished reading Michael Crichton's Next.
Oh, such a good book. Such a good book.
Such a good book.
I should probably read some Michael
It's
Crichton
so
books.
Jurassic, and Bison gets a mention.
Yeah,
What?
They name drop Bison.
Bison.
Yeah.
I thought you said bison. Like, what about the bison?
Well, I did. I said it wrong. I'm sorry.
Shame on you.
You're like, well, there's bison in it? Cool, I guess. Why should I be excited?
Yo, bison tastes great.
Yeah,
Biosyn. I'm sorry. But they're in it. They get name dropped.
Yeah, it's a really interesting book. That's why I would love if Amblin and Universal took over the other Michael Crichton novels, and not really did a connected universe where they all came together, but kind of did a shared universe where there's tiny little Easter eggs that kind of tie it all together, where you kind
maybe one character that's in one and say he pops up in the other.
Yeah, not like an Avengers thing where they all cross over, but
just like a tiny background.
Yeah,
or somebody who's a B character in one movie and he's sort of an extra in the other movie. Or...
Yeah, I think that could be really cool. And
cool way to link things, but
they all fit together nicely. They do feel like they're part of the same world where science fiction breaks the realms of reality and kind of leads
Spielberg
to...
has the rights, though, to Pirate Latitudes and Micro.
Yeah, and I don't know why he's sitting on Pirate Latitudes. That could have been a really cool movie. I remember when it was supposed to be one, and then that kind of just faded out. Micro is gonna
weird, man. Spielberg's weird these days.
Yeah, I mean he's super talented. Sometimes I'm like, why is he doing that project instead of everything else?
He's lost his mojo, his fun.
We'll see. Ready Player One sounds like it could be a really fun project under his
concept.
I'm not interested in that at all.
No, I'm not. It's just
with Spielberg behind it though. Like I can't.
It has no magic in the story. It doesn't sound like a Spielberg project. So it seems like it's gonna be weird.
I don't know. It sounds like it could be 80s Spielberg.
Nah.
But the problem is it's completely. I guess the entire concept is an homage to 80s Spielberg, so it couldn't be 80s Spielberg because he couldn't do an homage to himself at the same time that he was being referenced. That's a bit of a
doing like an alien film or something.
Star Wars.
Stranger Things just beat the shit out of modern Spielberg films.
Yeah, no, Stranger Things is something special though. Like that's not. Even, I mean, it beat the shit out of a lot of things that are...
Yeah, it did. It's more Spielberg than a lot of his recents, though.
Yeah.
It has that. It really references E.T. a lot, and a lot of what he did in the Goonies.
Mm-hmm.
It has those vibes throughout. That's why everybody loved it, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, to Spielberg's defense, it's fine to evolve and change your style up, and I think that's what he's really trying to do, is I think he's trying to just do different types of films that maybe he wouldn't have done in the past. Maybe he's just like, hey, I wouldn't have done this. I wouldn't have done this, so I'll do it.
Yeah, sorry. There was an interview after Schindler's List with him that said that was the movie that kind of changed him. He did that, and he kind of grew up.
So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I know that,
I feel like he's got one more classic in him. One that you put it on, you're like, this is a classic Spielberg, right up next to Close Encounters and Jaws and Jurassic Park. This is he's got one of those left.
It would be cool as hell if he did Micro, but my only worry is Micro. I mean, it would be a great, great movie, but my biggest worry is that's one of those types of movies that it's going to be, you really need to use CG, and
I don't. It's a kids movie, man.
No, I don't, dude. There is nothing in that.
Yeah, but they'd market it like Journey to the Center of the Earth or something.
So my worry is they wouldn't market that way, but the visuals would still have that hokey cheesiness, like the newest movie, the BFG. The visuals in that movie are really
the Spielberg one.
Yeah, they're really gross in terms of the CG and everything along those lines.
In a good way.
No, in a bad way. Like it just looks very cheap, kind of kids movie. Like Uncanny Valley, like it looks high budget, but at the same time it doesn't. If that makes sense. Like I don't know. It just
I didn't really want to watch that.
It's got that weird, floaty, shiny, manufactured, cartoony CG look to it that a lot of kids movies have.
Movie, man.
Yeah, and see that's the thing. Like I'm just worried. I look at that, and like I think about Micro. And Micro would benefit from like really cool sets as well as like CG blending the two together. And I feel like Micro, like when they're miniaturized, it's just going to be like a CG world, and it's not going to look real at all. And it's not going to work.
Joe Johnston should get on that. Imagine him doing something dark.
I guess The Wolfman was kind of dark.
Yeah, and keeping that kind of style, but for Honey, I Shrunk the Kids kind of set.
See, my worry is he hasn't acquainted himself to modern CG, in my opinion. I want to see somebody that I know can work with modern CG really well for Micro.
Go on.
Because
too slapstick.
Yeah, yeah. Also, I don't quite. Maybe I don't know, but yeah, too slapstick though. For Micro is really dark. Like it's a pretty serious movie. It's got a really
the guy
it's got
who
a
did
fun
Ex
sense of.
Machina.
Yeah, Alex Garland.
He would be good for Micro, and I'm pretty sure he's doing something right now that's in the forest, in a jungle.
Yeah. Oh my god, the visuals.
Or
the visuals in that movie look great,
dude. Oh my god, and he, Ex Machina is one of my favorite movies.
Oh, it's so good. It really, really is so good. I
think we said we all had him on our list as the guy we would be happy to direct Jurassic World 2.
Yeah, I mean, I think I was reading an interview after the fact, like after we talked about that, and I think he even mentioned, taking influence from movies and books like Jurassic Park for Ex Machina.
Oh.
And
It's
I
so
couldn't even
Jurassic
imagine a
Park.
Jurassic Park movie by him. I couldn't imagine one. It'd be nuts.
it would be very in tone with the first film, I think, and probably more so the first book and second book.
Yes, it would be dark. Ex Machina was fucking brutal.
Yeah, it was, and obviously it
The
doesn't.
ending has hurt my feelings a lot.
I don't
I
personally.
can't believe that. Yeah, it's not who should have. He didn't deserve that.
Yeah.
It was so weird.
It was rough, and I think what's cool about the ending though is it is open up to interpretation in terms of motives, and there could be different motives that drive that ending, but damn, it still hits you in the gut, like you're like fuck.
But
It's so cool.
With him doing Annihilation, I could definitely see him doing Micro because he's done like the interior of a bit of film set inside for Ex Machina, and this one is like a film set in a rainforest. Combine the two with oversized sets.
Yeah. See, that's the thing.
I think he really would capture it right.
Oversized sets plus some really cool CG work would make that movie just excel, but it really would have to be great CG work. It couldn't be like kind of that like it looks realistic, but it's got that sort of uncanny cartoon look. As soon as you delve into like that territory, it just kind of falls apart in my opinion. I think Micro really is going to rely on some very good visuals, some very realistic looking visuals, not this shiny in your face visuals. Like, you should never think about it as, oh, these are miniature people in a miniature. It should more feel like, wow, this is a place where mushrooms and trees grow gigantic.
Yeah.
It should never feel like miniaturized.
The CG in Ex Machina was flawless. There was not one point.
Yeah, and it was low budget as well.
Yeah, so imagine that care in Annihilation, because there's going to be obviously VFX in that. If that comes across well, outside exteriors lit by harsh sunlight, smoke at night, if he can handle CGI on that environment,
plus with some
he
cool
should do
set
Micro.
work. Dude, the one thing that I'm thinking that would probably, no matter who gets it, would probably look a little funky is the scene with the I don't want to go into too much details, but the scene with the bird. When they're tiny,
that's very
because that's a hard CG creature to pull off, and when it's supposed to be gigantic, I've seen birds on screen that are small, and they don't. When they're CG, you can still tell. Like, I couldn't imagine
Jurassic World.
Yeah,
yeah, right at the start. So let's talk about the new Jada Jeep.
It's a Jeep, and it's from Jada.
All right, let's
Is the
move on.
font
So,
no, apparently not.
Oh my god.
wait, what did he say?
Who cares about the font?
The font. No, yeah, I think it is right.
No,
oh no. It
somebody in
doesn't
our
look right.
comments said it is wrong.
Good. I'm glad other people notice these things.
Hold on,
It's just me, man, that doesn't see
Yeah,
it. I really don't see
the
it.
J in the Jurassic is wrong. Good man, he's right.
Oh, yep. No, I do. I totally see it, and I honestly.
Sorry.
Go ahead. No.
Well, okay. So it's an improvement, but it's still not the right model. The door is still not fully right.
Yeah, I didn't notice it at first when I was just kind of
Same.
like trying to get the article together. I'm like, oh, this looks great. It's a $10
It's got
toy.
the low door, yeah.
Yeah, it's a $10 toy. Honestly, for a $10 toy, I really can't complain. Except for the only thing is I think they started this from scratch. Like, they hand sculpted this to be the proper toy. So that's when I go, well, you're a toy, you're a model car replica maker, and you made this from scratch. It wasn't like a pre-existing model you had. How'd you fuck it up?
Yeah, because it's like 90% perfect. It's just that door.
But it's not going to stop me from buying it. I don't think it's going to stop anyone else from buying it. I think what does frustrate me is it's got the numbers of Nedry's Jeep, but Nedry's Jeep is completely different than all the other Jeeps because it has the closed top and the winch and the lights on it, and this doesn't have any of those. So they should really.
I would love to have
that. Would be cool.
With a proper cover and stuff.
Yeah, that would be awesome. But since this doesn't have that, they should have. Honestly,
one of those diecast with like working lights.
Yeah, they should have definitely given this a different name, a different number. But hey, that might be something on even a larger scale, like maybe like a $25 Jeep or something like that they could do.
Well, I always like, because I know that you can get. I don't collect them myself, but you can get like oversized diecast cars that are a little bit bigger than the Jada ones that have working electrics and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know who makes them.
No, I don't think they're rare to. But that would be a cool treatment. I'd love a Jurassic Jeep that wipers actually turn and like the lights go. That would be cool.
I can't get over though just the pricing for Jada. It's really good. Like 10,
oh yeah, it's worth it. It's worth it.
$10 or whatever for this, and it's, you know, a diecast, and it's pretty decent sized opening. You know, the hood opens, the doors open. It's nice. It's definitely a really nice, like, I don't know, shelf top, desktop type of piece. Like, it's something that you can, like, set up in your office. It's really, you know, people immediately notice it. It doesn't take up a lot of room, and it looks sleek and nice. I like it. I'm glad that they did it.
It's just when we were talking to Baptiste, I was just saying, like, it is fantastic, don't get me wrong. It's just, once again, it's so classic that every other movie franchise has proper, accurate, 100% die-cast vehicles, and still Jurassic doesn't. It's fantastic, it's cool, it's a good one, but it's not fully right. It's just a shame, like, it's just a bit of a shame.
Yeah, you know, it could definitely be a pinch better. I would like to see them, at the very least, revise it with a different number on it. Which they're not incapable of doing paint revisions, because if you remember the Mercedes 4x4 they did at the smaller scale, they originally had, like, the Jurassic World movie logo on the door instead of the circular skull, and it looked so goofy, and people complained, and then they put the circular skull logo on the door. Like,
and they changed the packaging slightly as well.
Yeah, they changed the packaging slightly, like, they revised the way it's labeled. I don't know. Not really sure what the point of that was, but I don't have any complaints. I'm just glad that they fixed the paint job on it, because it really looks 1,000 times better. So, you know, that might be a chase variant in the future, like, oh, JP12 is the initial batch, but afterwards they might realize, oh, shoot, we should call it, what are some of the other Jeep numbers? 18?
18 is the one they steal, right?
No, 29 was the one they steal in the movie.
They should do 29, and they should rough it up.
How do you still remember all these numbers, boys?
Still a few of them. No, because they already did 29. They did 20. This is supposed to be a Jurassic Park Jeep, even though it's in Jurassic World packaging.
Okay. Assis, do you have any of these Jeeps? Jadas?
You know what? I kind of want some, but, you know, if they would make their way over to Canada...
Yeah, they're not even in the UK.
Get over here, man.
I picked up the rescue truck when I was in Chicago, but that's because that was the only thing that was there from Jurassic World.
You know, I wonder if the rescue truck existed in concept art or something, because it's such a random vehicle.
Well, the construction vehicles weren't really in the film. They were outside the Indominus paddock, but there was no scene of, like, one being crushed other than the one that gets picked up. No. But rescue truck is like a blue Jurassic World Jeep that they did.
Yeah, it was like a blue
truck.
Yeah, it's like a blue pickup truck with, like, some with I think it's got, like, some, like, up armoring on the windows or something.
Jada also did that weird ass massive hauler, like 18-wheeler.
Yeah,
with Jurassic World, but no one really understands why.
I think maybe Jada just does 18-wheelers or something like that. Like, maybe that's just a thing they do. Maybe, like, there's
$15.99. Buy it now. Screw it.
I did not buy that.
I'm gonna buy that.
Apparently, if I'm not mistaken, there are two different sizes to that. There's an average size one, and then there's, like, a plus sized one.
Oh, hang on. This is 1/64.
So I really don't know what. I mean, that's a smaller scale, but I don't know what that would translate in terms of length. And
I want to get the Mercedes ones, but
yeah,
99 is not bad. 132 scale.
Yeah, if only they would make I
see.
Way over
Yeah,
to us,
there's
man.
132. I have the rescue truck. 16.
But
I don't want to justify this price.
But anyways, yeah, I'm glad they're doing that. I think it's interesting because there's definitely a big marketing. I don't want to say a big marketing push. I'm sorry, but there's definitely a big push for product this fall. Like across the nation, those large
across the nation.
No, I mean, out of all honesty, I haven't seen this happen since last year when the Jurassic World toys came out. All the suddenly every Toys R Us got the new big Indominus Rex in stock. Like every store at the same time simultaneously.
Yeah, and also the hybrid one's out now.
Yeah. And then there's some of the smaller hybrids that are hitting stores now, newly. Then there's hybrid plushies that are showing up now.
Ooh, plushies.
Yo, I'll get them for Arya. She can destroy those.
Oh, how is Arya?
She's good.
Oh,
and
sweet.
There's this Jada Jeep. Then there's the Matchbox cars that are coming out as well.
Yeah.
What? Does it look good? I want a Matchbox car.
I mean, yeah, they're like tiny little Matchbox cars. There's 2 from Jurassic Park, 2 from The Lost World, and 2 from Jurassic World.
When are they out?
Skip
and
the
are
best
the pictures
movies.
available online?
And there's pictures like it came from a collector's showcase or something. Like it was just tiny little prototype photos, but they're supposed to be out this year. But yeah, there's the Philadelphia.
Oh, what Cliffhanger, Travel Tracker, Mauler Hauler, 4x4. Sorry, I'm Desert Thunder.
Yeah, those are the old ones, if I'm not mistaken.
When did these come out? These look kind of okay.
Mission Chopper. You can get them, man. They're cheap, but they're they kind of went on. I didn't really see them in stores.
I've never seen one of these. Some of them look really cool. They have the big veterinary truck thing. It's cool.
Yeah, that one came out later, the accurate one. But yeah, no, these have been out for a long time, to be honest with you.
Nah. Where's it? I can't find pictures of the new ones though, Chris.
Is
it the picture of them with their nicknames?
No. Yeah. The one that I had sent, and we didn't do an article about
Baptiste share a picture of them?
No. I shared a picture with him. I showed him that. But it was on JP Toys that somebody found one, and then I had a picture. Hell if I know where it is right now.
Alright, let me check our chat. But yeah, so what else was there? There was location scouting for Jurassic World sequel set to start in November in Hawaii, but we covered that, didn't we?
Yeah. But I do think it's interesting. There's definitely a merchandise push. Plus the Indominus Lego short. There's all this stuff coming out this fall.
Dino-Vember, bros. Dino-Vember.
Oh boy, maybe it'll actually happen this year.
Nah.
I mean, I saw all the graphics. I personally have seen the graphics that Universal had put together. It was this big push that they had, and then it just didn't happen. So it's kind of weird that they had it all cooked together and ready to go. So I wouldn't be surprised if they eventually use it because they already have the work, the visuals done for it, and it's
next year.
Next year probably won't match their key art because I don't think they're going to be using that same key art next year as they are for Jurassic World.
Red and blue thing?
Yeah, the same with the hexagons.
No, be gone with that. I'm done with it. I don't want to see that. I want something fresh, you know?
And that ugly ass T-Rex.
God, I'm sick and tired of that thing. It's so cheap.
It doesn't look like a Jurassic Park T-Rex. It really isn't a Jurassic Park T-Rex. Hell, the first time that picture leaked, it originally had Spinosaurus arms.
I
like that a lot.
No, you don't like that. It was a T-Rex with Spinosaurus arms. It was a derpy-looking T-Rex with Spinosaurus arms. It's so weird.
Those are two best dinosaurs put together.
Yeah, and
that's the hybrid I want to see. I want to see a Spinosaurus Rex. Spinosaurus Rex. Let's do it.
So basically, a Spinosaurus with slightly shorter arms and a shorter snout,
a stumpier face.
So that sounds like the old school representation of a Spinosaurus. Do you remember the older toys when it had a stumpy snout?
It's called foreshadowing.
I don't know if that's quite foreshadowing. What's that foreshadowing?
This has been the plan all along since 1996 when the toys came out. Right?
Yep. Yeah. 1996.
Isn't that when the Stumpy Spinosaur toy came out for Lost World?
The Lost World. Yeah, I think you're right. 96 or 97.
That's right. I'm right about something.
Hey, I mean, you get to win one every once in a while.
That makes me sad.
So, did you guys watch Jurassic Park Podcast's congratulation video to Mattel?
No, I did not.
I was away. I could not. What happened?
They put together a compilation of people congratulating Mattel and showing what they want. I wonder if your pictures got in there, Chris.
I don't know. I didn't know about it.
Yeah, I'm just having a listen now.
I think.
Were you? Did you write something up on Mattel?
I started it. It was long, and it's still sitting there in the drafts. I started it well before, literally the day that they got announced, and I never finished it. We should include
this video at the end of that if you get it done.
Yeah, I'll watch it and see if it aligns, and if it does, I'll definitely throw it in there, and if not, I'll definitely throw it in there, just maybe not embedded.
Yeah. No, it looks really good.
I was thinking about throwing Brando's video in because it really the rough outline that I had is exactly what he ended up saying in his video because I was writing it and then he came out with the video and I watched it and I'm like, this literally is what I was saying in video form. I'm like, this is perfect. So I was thinking about supplementing the article with that. But I guess there's no real rush. What I did want to talk about were earlier, Assis, when you made the segue into the comics. There's a little
boys.
Yeah. So Do you want to make a fake segue into comics?
Speaking of Jurassic Park comics. God, that's probably my best one yet.
Okay, so Jack,
that was your safest one.
So Jack, we were talking about this a pinch before we started actually recording, but so when the news about IDW doing Jurassic World comics hit, it was through Badass Digest, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it was sparse on detail.
Yeah. They posted, they said, hey, we were at their Comic-Con panel. They said they're going to do Jurassic World comics, and it's going to be in 2017. And the only thing they had in the article was they said no feathers. Well, they came up and supplemented that article with a few more details. And it wasn't a lot of details. It wasn't a lot of details, but what really stood out to me was, they said they don't know who's going to be the writing and art team yet on the Jurassic World comics.
Okay.
But what they did say is they're pretty confident that the comic series will be a prequel series to the new movie. And it'll bridge the two, like Jurassic World and Jurassic World 2 together.
I like that a lot.
Because the comics have never really been canon before.
No.
They've always been like spin-off stories.
Exactly.
Retellings. So this is cool. I mean, I hope it does, and I hope it makes the canon, because then we finally have something that kind of bridges the movies outside of the movies themselves.
Yes, exactly. And I think that's pretty exciting. So that means they'll probably be working pretty closely with, they'll probably have an outline of the story, and they'll probably keep revising it, and then I imagine they'll put it out in like late 2017. Or maybe it'll be an ongoing series where the first part of the series is closer to Jurassic World, and then the second part of the series coming out in early 2018 is closer to Jurassic World 2. But
perfectly fine to me.
Yeah, either way, I think that's because when I initially heard that, I was thinking, they'll probably just tie it in with Raptor Squad, the marketing push for next year. But hearing that they're going to make it canon actually means it probably will not be that, and it'll be whatever direction the movie goes in.
Man,
which
the
is
fact that it's canon alone is making me pumped as shit, man. I can't wait for this now.
Yeah, and I'm really excited to see like what artists they get on the project and just kind of how it all shapes together. But IDW's done some cool things with comics lately. I don't read comics, but I kind of like glanced over some of their portfolio.
Right.
And I think they had some stuff for Godzilla, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yes. The Godzilla series are pretty decent. They got like Matt Frank, I think it was. He's good. You should
Yeah,
him on the Jurassic Park.
And am I correct in thinking that they tie into the new movie?
They had a prequel series as well. Or not series, prequel book.
Okay.
Which was kind of weird, but whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, it's exciting. I think that there's a lot of really cool potential that can come from that entire concept. So I'm excited to see really what happens with that next. And hell,
I'm surprised if... Okay, go ahead.
I was going to say, it'd be really cool if in the future, if maybe like on off years, if they're having canon story involvements, like canon comics and everything like that, on the off years when there's no new movies, maybe that could be where the toys tie in, rather than creating their own, like, Dino Hybrid or Raptor Squad. Like, maybe they could actually base them around the extended universe and expanded canon. That way there's sort of a connectivity to everything.
I like that.
That's kind of the way Star Wars does it, and it works really well.
And they do have it. I think Jurassic World will have a series eventually, whether it be cartoon or like a mini series on like a thing. I don't know. I think the series is coming like several years down the road, though.
Like, it needs to something. I would. You know what? I'll pitch it. That would be awesome, man.
All right,
an expanded universe, a little mini series, 6-part.
The Universal like VP, or maybe it wasn't Universal, maybe it was NBC. But when they acquired DreamWorks, he literally name dropped Jurassic World. Having a cartoon studio.
Yeah, but it was about kids. It was about cartoon. It was about kids' cartoon.
Yeah, well, you're never gonna have an adult like.
Well, why not?
Because there's no market for it. Even when Disney tries it, they fail. They can't get it off the ground themselves. They tried it with Tron. They couldn't get it to work.
What about a Netflix miniseries though?
On Netflix, maybe, but again,
come on, Netflix. If they're not fighting for it.
It's still...
They're smart people. Like, they're the only ones that thought Stranger Things would actually be good.
Yeah.
Stranger Things went to like every other network. Same with things like House of Cards. Those are programs that most people didn't think would work.
Who passed on House of Cards? Shame on them.
Most TV companies. Kevin Spacey did a big interview about it.
That's nuts.
He said when they went to Netflix were like, "Oh, we love it. We love it. Let's do it."
Fire.
Yeah, no,
they are good, man. They're very good. Although their movies aren't so good. The do-over and stuff. That was just trash.
That's just Adam Sandler. I don't think they expected them to be good. I think they just knew that Adam Sandler has a market.
Yeah, very people love Adam Sandler movies.
I despise Adam Sandler movies, to be honest.
Yeah,
I like his old movies, but I'm not a big fan of kind of in-your-face comedy. I know a lot of people are, so hey, if you like it, you like it. No big deal.
Yeah, but
there.
they're bad films. They're not like his other films. Did you see the latest news that was posted on Reddit? Jurassic World 2 rumored to involve crime-fighting dinosaurs.
Yeah, that's nothing.
The source is Christian Today. I just wanted to cover it.
Yeah, no,
they're just not. They just don't have any reputation. They always make shit up.
That's the same article they've been regurgitating for literally about a year. And if you read back into the source chain where it comes from, I forget what it is now, but it's complete. Literally there's complete bullshit. If it happens,
another one though that says
if it happens,
Jurassic World 2 will feature Bryce Dallas Howard as main protagonist, not Chris Pratt. And again, that's just made up from Colin's quote about how the movie is about Claire.
Yeah.
They've just assumed.
And
it's from one of those dead sites, one of those stupid ASZ News.
Yeah, but you know what the thing is? Those websites probably make a fucking killing on their ad revenue.
Yeah, just with ads alone,
that's what they are. They just probably hire like random contract people, pay them $20 to make a bullshit article, and then the amount of money these websites make is probably disgusting.
Yeah, no doubt.
These clickbait type of websites. Yeah,
go on.
Before I left for my trip, was it not something you guys were talking about about the stupid dinosaur soldier things coming back? Was that a thing? Or am I just remembering wrong?
I don't think that's a thing.
I think it came up in a there was a interview about.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
I think we ended up thinking it's bull.
The synopsis. We can, without going...
Oh, the synopsis. Yes, no, we did.
Let's go into it, because
I don't think anyone's spoken of that yet. I don't think many people saw that.
Let's be the first. Let's do it.
Chris, so it came from this...
and we'll leave that part blank. But it came from a production job website. Like a subscriber production job website. And after doing some research, it turns out that although the information they provide for jobs and production information is real, it turns out that they sometimes fill in the blanks with synopsis. Sometimes it's real, and sometimes it's literally they try to find something online just to kind of put a little blurb about the movie.
Because obviously they have to have something there.
For Jumanji, they accidentally took something from a Jumanji spin-off book. So that's why...
Yeah, because we don't know the synopsis for Jumanji. Yeah. So same as them, they made it up. So yeah, it's nothing to worry about. But the
I will read it.
For Jurassic World, read it out. The one they had down in their code.
The adventures at the Jurassic World Resort and Theme Park continue as the government has trained dinosaurs to carry weapons and use them for battle purposes. Which obviously would be horrible.
No.
Yeah,
but what are you on about?
What are you on about?
That's like the sales script, man. Nobody actually wants that.
I love that sales script.
No,
I know. So do I. But it's not Jurassic Park,
sure,
and that's obviously it's not a smart way for the sequel to go. They even say like the park's still open, and we know that's not going to happen.
Yeah,
do we though? I still contend that it'll be open.
If it's still open, then the story just wouldn't make sense.
Why?
Because
the movie could have been a movie about things going wrong and the park staying open, but there's no real reason for the park to stay open. That doesn't progress the story that they told.
They even said that. They even said
about... keep it open, though, and just not even, visit the park in the movie, because,
Yeah, but the problem is people died. Like, guests...
Yeah, people die at real zoos.
Yeah, but usually that's on their own fuck-up. People die at real zoos all the time.
Tigers gets out.
Sometimes.
Gets out, eats a person or two.
Or two. I don't think a tiger's ever gotten out in a modern zoo in at least a modernized country.
San Diego Zoo.
No.
People have gone in
and killed more than one person. Is what I'm saying.
100%. 2 people died from a San Diego Zoo tiger lion thing.
But they were in the cage, right? There's so many stories of people jumping in, and it's like you have no sympathy.
Out, man.
But I mean, if you watch the Main Street attack, the amount of people that got just destroyed by the pteranodons, that in its own self is a lot different than a tiger jumping ship. You have so many families just being destroyed, and also zoos exist for conservation. I mean, a lot of zoos exist for conservation purposes. Jurassic World exists as a theme park. There's no way that they would. Well, for all you know, because of where they're located, they actually may be able to survive because they might have a certain sense of immunity in terms of from lawsuits.
Ha 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 ha! I got you thinking now, boys.
But there's no way in hell they're staying open. In fact, the movie goes out of its way to even say the park's going to be Chapter 11 the next day.
What? When did that happen?
Hoskins literally says, "We're taking our project off island.
Oh,
this
Hoskins
place
is
is
a
going.
crazy man, though.
This place is going to be Chapter 11 by tomorrow." And then they evacuate Wu. They clear out the labs. Jurassic World is now a relic.
Well, I don't want to see it again then.
I mean, there's no point. I would have loved to see more of the open park. Don't get me wrong. Like if they did a spin-off about an open park or whatever, like before it closed, if it was short, like maybe the problem is budget. But let's pretend like budget is an issue. If they did a live action series, I'd love that. Sure. But to progress the story forward, I don't really know that there's much more they could do there. It's a cool setting, but they already did that setting. I'd like to see new settings at this point.
Yeah, the third island.
And that, to me, isn't really much of a new setting. If you're filming the third island in Hawaii, then what's really the point? It's gonna... Yeah, there are a lot of different locations in Hawaii that look slightly different, but it's time to get some fresh life into the project. Like, I'm honestly tired of Hawaii in the Jurassic films.
You heathen! You're a heathen.
I really was hoping that Hawaii would not take... there would be no filming at Hawaii.
Oh, there's got to be some.
No, I don't think so.
Christopher.
Why? It's like having every Star Wars movie film at, like, Tatooine for some reason.
Yeah, but they do film on Tatooine and Jakku. It's the same thing.
Yeah, but no, it's not the same, though, Chris, because Star Wars is a big universe, like a big galaxy film, whereas Jurassic Park really has always been contained to the islands.
Yeah, but it doesn't need to be contained to the islands.
No, it doesn't need to be, you're right, but I can understand why... they need to bridge it. They need to have some island in there, and then they can, move on.
Yeah, you can do no island.
And then the third film, yeah, exactly. And that's what we've heard as well. We've heard that this movie really is going to be a bridge. It's not going to be like an independent sequel, say how Lost World was.
Oh yeah, I mean this is part of a trilogy.
Which I'm kind of like I never really thought of that, even though we knew it was going to be a trilogy. And I'm kind of hoping it's not like The Hobbit 2.
Oh no, I don't think it's going to be like that. They filmed those movies together. For one thing, the fucking Hobbit movies. It was supposed to be 2 movies, and then after they filmed,
one. There's one book, and it's smaller than every Lord of the Rings book.
Yeah, there is a lot of story in there. They could have easily made it 2 movies, but the way they did it, don't. I love Lord of the Rings. The Hobbit.
I know
movies
that's
are
Real Tors' worry is that he's worried that it really is just going to be a bridge movie, and it's just going to sort of be the middle ground.
No,
that.
I don't think so. I think it's still going to have a standalone arc. Because
we have no idea what it is.
Well, I mean, just go dark, man. Middle movies are always the darkest.
No, not
in Jurassic World.
If Jurassic World was anything to go by. Yeah, but not...
I'm going to say it's going to be the darkest Jurassic Park movie yet.
I hope so.
Visually, I wouldn't be surprised if it's stylistically dark. Especially, and I think this is an interesting... Especially, this is a very interesting not plot point, but a discussion point. A Monster Calls was just slightly delayed to go right in the middle of award season.
So what was the original date?
October.
So when's it moving to?
December 23rd.
For limited, then early January for wide.
Oh, push back to December.
Yeah.
It wants that award season shit, man.
Yeah, and the reporting is that the studio is very confident in it, and they are putting it right into the prime time for award season. They're not so much worried about box office, I guess. They don't think it's going to be a huge box office hit either way, but they're very confident in it for award season. So that's where they put it, right in the prime time for award season. So I know the early buzz for a few people that have seen the movie is it's very good.
I've heard
people have seen it, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they've had screenings.
Very low key.
It's usually a good place to go.
Man, the Schmoes Know podcast is where you want to go for this information.
I just want to read the information, man.
Usually
the IMDb boards have it.
Dude, the IMDb boards are shit.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they are, but usually people come there if they've seen it.
The liars.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
well,
no,
I guess that kind of wraps up the news we've got. hopefully we'll be hearing something soon.
But yeah,
the biggest
what
news,
I
guess, is the Lego thing.
Where I was segueing, though, with that real quick was...
Go on.
If Bayona comes off of a heavy award-winning film, it puts a lot of pressure on him to deliver with the Jurassic World sequel. So I wouldn't really be surprised if he's really, really working with Colin and Derek to fine-tune that script and to really make the movie into something special. I don't think he would sign on to the movie if it were just a quote-unquote transition film that doesn't do anything. I think that it's going to have a story to tell. I think it's going to have a story to tell. I think it's going to have a message. And you could see with each of his movies, whether or not you love them or like them or whatever, I mean, they all have they have a lot of clear direction. They have a story to be told. They're very visually engaging, and they're provocative. And I don't think that he would drop that with Jurassic World 2. So I think that there's going to be a story, whether or not we're happy as fans with the direction they go in the story or not. I imagine that he's going to be putting a lot of love and care into it. I just really hope that they don't go into dinosaurs holding guns and it becoming a monster movie. I really hope that it stays true to Jurassic Park, but there's a lot of different directions where they can still innovate and push it into new directions that we're not necessarily expecting, while still keeping true to the spirit of things.
Yeah, I'm with you there, man. I hope it's dark. I hope it's good. I hope it's smart.
That's the key word, smart.
So, Assis, end the podcast, my friend.
Thank you for listening to the InGeneral podcast. I've been Assis. No? I thought that was good.
I really wasn't ready to pick up from...
Yeah, no, I was just enjoying it. I was enjoying it too much.
Oh, fair enough.
Don't forget to mention the Paul from Chronicle interview.
Yeah, so this is not the end.
This is not the end.
I don't know what that is.
No, he's right. We will now play our podcast.
Our interview with Paul from Chronicle Collectibles. And there's really a lot of cool information to go over. So give it a listen, even if it's not necessarily your thing. It gives you. I mean, I think that for people that just like to know the way licensing works and the behind-the-scenes works of approvals and maybe the ups and downs of the entire process.
He also reveals some things he wants to do, and he reveals which piece is next, which piece you'll next be able to pre-order, which collectible. Wow. So,
that probably is going to happen soon. By the time we get this, podcast
I mean, they're
out.
getting it back soon. I think.
Get your money.
He says it all in the interview. So enjoy, and guys, speak to you soon.
Bye.
It's been good.
It's been great.
It's been wonderful.
You debuted a load of products at Comic-Con, Paul, and a lot of stuff got really well received. What's the next item that we're going to see on the shelves, or at least for pre-order? What can you tell us?
I think the next item that we've got coming is the Compy from Lost World. He's 1-to-1 scale. We cast it directly from one of Stan Winston's original maquettes, and we had Jurassic Park artist Tim Gore, who worked on Lost World, who painted a lot of the dinosaurs and painted the Compies, actually do our paint masters for us for China. So that piece is already over there in pre-production right now, and we hope to have that up around the first of the month.
Fantastic. Awesome. And is there a price or anything that you could potentially say?
Yeah, I'm trying to get this piece in the 300 to 350 range. He's about 30 inches long. He's 1-to-1 scale, but he's petite. So I'm hoping that we can get the price down on him just a little bit.
Yeah, I'd love myself a Compy.
Yeah, seriously. A 1-1 Jurassic Park dinosaur.
Always wanted a Compy on my desk. It's the perfect piece.
Yeah, he's kind of cool.
So I got a question. Last time we had you on, you talked about potentially making some tweaks to the Alan Grant sculpt for the 1/6 figure. Is that something that you still are looking into?
Yeah, we kind of went back to the drawing board on Grant after we spoke to you guys. And you and I had a private conversation, and we talked to a couple other people, and we listened to the fans' response from Comic-Con on some of the statue form and the boards, and we've decided to redo Grant from the top down. So we have a new company who's a very popular company in the 6 scale world, which we'll announce pretty soon, who's doing the resculpt on Grant's head, and then we're redoing most of the clothes that were at Comic-Con were really just placeholders. We kind of rushed that to get it there. If you looked at Ragnar, if you looked at Conan, or if you looked at Owen from Jurassic World, they were very refined and very finished and looked like production pieces. The Grant was a little in the rough because he was the last figure to get ready for the show. So basically a top-down redo on Grant.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
And then I guess, once you've got approval from Universal, you send to Sam Neill as well for his approval?
Yeah, it's Universal requires about 4 samples. I think they keep 2 internally. They send 1 to the actor and then 1 for the archives. So people have to understand, there's a little bit more involved in the approval process with Universal, unlike with MGM where they own the rights to the cast of Vikings and they can make the approvals in house. These physically have to go to the actor, and if the actor's working on a film, if he's overseas, it makes it a little bit tougher to get the approval process. Owen's close, so we're hoping that Owen will be the first one that we roll out for the Jurassic Park 1/6 scale line.
Awesome. That's definitely exciting. I'm really looking forward to seeing more from that.
Yeah, I think Dr. Grant, our Dr. Grant was close, and I liked it. I just think that with the response from the fans that he wasn't as well received necessarily as some of the other figures, so we just decided to, do a complete redo.
Well, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that. The Grant is probably out of the 1/6 figures the one I'm most excited for, just because that's something that's never been done.
Since I was a kid,
yeah, exactly.
Like, genuinely.
Yeah, and I'm the same way. I'm as big a nerd as you guys, so I want it to be the best that it can be. And when we took it to Comic-Con, it was the one figure where I was kind of like, it's just not quite there, and it wasn't as refined as the others, like I said. So, but we put it out. The response was great. People loved it the way it was. I just think that, if we spend a little more time on it, we refine it a little bit more, that we'll just make it that much better product.
Yeah, no, for sure. And this is kind of random, but is it the 1/12 or the 1/9, the slightly smaller scale Owen and Raptor, Owen and Blue?
Yes.
Do you know how much that may retail for?
I hate to say just right now. Ideally, I'd like to keep it in that $250 range. It is a big piece, with the Raptors about 12 inches long. So it's not as small as you think it is, even though it's not scale. So, but yeah, I'd like to keep it in that $200 to $250 range if at all possible. And here again, don't quote me on any of these prices, please. Don't nuke us on the boards if it comes in higher. It's kind of like what I was telling you guys before we started recording was, you can make anything in China for just about any price. The problem comes in when you're dealing with Universal or Disney or one of these companies that require the factory to meet certain standards. And I want to go on record as saying that we deal with Toynami, who has probably some of the highest standards in the industry for Chinese factories, which meaning that they're all of their factories that we deal with are Universal approved. So they get audited like every 6 months, I think. They physically go through, they look at the factories, and that's why our products historically have been a little bit higher than most other companies, is because we kind of wanted to raise the bar and use the best. And, with Jurassic and with even RoboCop, anything that we've done, we use these Universal approved factories. So I just want to tell the fans, that, we what that gives them is it's a level of assurance that we're making the best product that we can. So, and it's a big shout out to George at Toynami. He does to me with his Cinemaquettes, which are 1/3 scale, Steve Wang's company, ECC, Elite Creature Collectibles, and Chronicle Collectibles. We're 3 companies that are under his roof, and we feel like we're a pretty elite club. We're in there with Steve Wang and George and Cinemaquette. And I've always told people, buying our pieces is like buying a Cinemaquette at 1/3 the price, because it's the same factory that's producing it. So, to get that out of the way, that's why historically we've been a little bit higher, is because our products have been elevated to a different standard than other companies.
Mm-hmm. it definitely. I mean, it shows, even though a lot of that's behind the scenes stuff that doesn't necessarily people won't ever know about. I mean, just the quality of product you're putting out, it does show. It's great product.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, we've tried to, like we tell everybody, we don't, make 100 products a year. We try to make 12 or 13 and do them the best we can. So that's always been the motto, and I don't think that'll change anytime soon. One day we may grow into a much larger company and have a lot more SKUs, but I don't think that the dynamic will ever change. We still want to deal like a cottage industry kind of place where we take the time. It may take us a little longer to get product out, but we do deliver product continually, and I always tell people, buy with confidence. We're not going anywhere. October this year, we're 3 years old, and I think we're stronger than we've ever been. So, and we've got some great licenses, and with Jurassic and Jurassic fans, they've really stepped up. With the Breakout Rex being probably our most product to date, it's been great. We really love the response.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun times ahead.
So where can people catch you online again? I'm just looking at the Statue Forum now. There's some good updates on there.
Yeah, Statue Forum, and I've told you guys this before, I get paid to get beat up on the Statue Forum. We sponsor the Statue Forum, meaning we pay to be on there, and I do listen to a lot of the fans. I think a lot of the fans sometimes take advantage of me in a way that, they get on there and they say, oh, well, this just doesn't look right, and you need to change this. And we take all that feedback. It's just when that one guy just keeps on and on and on and on and on and on to the point to where it's just not fun anymore, and I get on there, and I used to get on the Statue Forum just to, I want to read what's the buzz, what's everybody talking about, and now I get on there and it's just like, oh, well, the silver paint that you use on your Terminators isn't right, and it's just like, yeah, Stan Winston Studios, Legacy Effects isn't painting our endoskeletons. They have to be made in China. They have to be made in a way that when you spray Windex on it to clean the dust off, all the chrome doesn't wash off. So it's a double-edged sword. I love the fans. I love Facebook, Twitter. Alex Alva, our operations manager, has really been pushing us with Pinterest and Twitter, and we've got more reach than we've ever had. And don't get me wrong, Statue Forum, those guys are absolutely amazing. A lot of our customers come from Statue Forum. We got an employee from Statue Forum who works for us part-time right now. I love that place. It's just frustrating in that, express your opinion and let it lie. It's when you PM me and you pester me and stuff like that. I kind of just don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah. Well, at least people know now that everything they post on there will be taken on board. It will be read.
Yeah.
But they can see great updates on there. There's obviously since Comic-Con, there's been a load of pictures and news articles and galleries online now showcasing all your work. So people know what's coming, and it's good to know that the Compy's going to be next.
Yeah, it's crazy, and you guys have been great. We don't sponsor that many websites. There's a couple of websites that we deal with, for getting the word out, and of course, you guys are the best. So we love dealing with the Jurassic World. Of course, I think you're now Jurassic Outpost, so you got to keep up with the times. So it's one of those things where we enjoy reaching out to the fans and probably being a little more honest than we should be. But at the end of the day, I'm a fan, and I like the input. Believe me, I really do. And we've made a lot of changes to products based on input, and I think the fans know that, and they kind of use that. It's kind of like, oh, well, they'll change it if we fuss enough, so let's just keep it. And it's like, no. It's like when I say it can't be changed and you keep fussing about it, that's when it gets old,
yeah.
But it's okay. You take a break. I took about a 2-week break from the Statue Forum, and now I've been posting a few things, and it's just like, but it makes you not want to participate.
Yeah,
that's understandable. I'm looking forward to the changes you're going to make on Alan Grant, especially. I'm looking forward to seeing that because he looked great, but there was just something slightly off.
That's a perfect example of where we didn't just listen to statue form, because they're not really action figure collectors or 6-scale figure collectors. They're more statue guys, but we listen. You look at Sideshow Freaks and you look at Facebook comments and stuff like that, and I kind of took it in and talked to my partner, and I was like, people just they love it, that the fact that we're making a Dr. Grant, and they'll buy it as it is, but I think if we change it, we'll do even better. So we decided, hey, everything else is pretty cool. We got really positive feedback on, Ragnar, Conan, and Owen. Everybody loves the Owen. And I was just like, we just need to make these few little changes to the face and, rework the clothes and, give him some really kick-ass accessories. Because one of the things that he comes with is he's holding the little baby raptor with the gloves on. And I think that's going to be really cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and wait till you see the pictures of this thing. It's insane. I mean, it's a little 1/6 scale raptor, and we didn't flood it. I mean, it's got claw. I don't know how they're going to make it in China. I mean, whichever factory we choose to make this stuff, they're going to hate us because it's the one accessory that's going to be really complicated, to do. But it's so beautiful. And then we did, the hand holding the raptor claw, the way he tortures a kid in the movie, even though the clothes aren't from that specific scene. But
he keeps that claw on him even through the movie when he's sitting up in the tree.
He does. Yeah, he does. He's got it in other scenes, and we may include that flannel shirt that he's got at the beginning of the film too. So, give him some options. But I just want to make him as cool, and I can't wait to start Malcolm and Nedry and all the other characters because we would love to do them all eventually, and we just kind of have to see how the first ones go, and if they do extremely well, then because I made a Stranger Things meme on Facebook where it had the raptor with the little girl from Jurassic in it.
Nice.
And put it up on the Facebook page, and everybody thought it was kind of funny. And then people were like, "Oh, I really want the kids as figures." And we hadn't planned on doing the kids, but when you have 20 or 30 people pipe in and go, "Oh yeah, the kids would be great," so that may be something we look at too. But what people have to understand in the 1/6 scale world, there aren't female bodies. I don't know if you guys knew this or not, but there's no factory that really makes a female body available.
Oh wow!
So you have to go and make your own female body. There's no kid bodies. So if we made the kids from Jurassic Park, we have to go make their kid bodies because they don't exist, and that becomes expensive because you have to make metal tooling. You have to inject so many bodies to make it worthwhile. And, like we're wanting to do Lagertha from Vikings, which would be the next logical one in the line. You got Ragnar and you got his queen. So we want to do Lagertha with her Shield Maiden costume where she's in battle gear and Catherine Winnick. And there's no female body. We had to go build and make a female body for Catherine Winnick's character because you can't buy them in China. So, that makes it more difficult. And it's like with Nedry, they don't make heavy set bodies. So,
I was going to say, have you decided on a pose or something for Nedry? Have you decided at what point in the movie you want to showcase him?
I think I would probably do it in the Rain Slicker, that kind of, where he's wearing his little Molly shirt, and he's got his optional Rain Slicker and, he's got his glasses. But I think what we would have to do with that is we would have to create a little fat suit that goes onto our normal figure. Because, we would have to create that figure from scratch or make pieces that attach to an existing figure, to
That's a cool workaround.
So
that's a cool workaround.
So, yeah,
actually.
it's what people really need to understand is, if you make 1,000 or 500 of something and you have, let's say we make, 1,000 Nedrys and we had to make a custom body for him, you've probably got $30,000 in a metal mold that you have to make that figure, which you have to amortize over 1,000 figures. So you got $30 in that figure before you've added any accessories or sculpture to it, if that makes sense. So, it's an economy of scale with some of these figures. So with of course with Grant and with Owen, you just go source a body that's kind of their make. It's really easy to do the males. the kids, heavy-set ladies, like we do Ellie, it's it's not going to be easy. We'd have to use like Catherine Winnick's body, for that.
Yeah, I mean, I won't lie. Ellie would be a really cool figure. I know that I'd buy that in a heartbeat. That just sounds like it is kind of complicated because you've got to do the custom build, and the money then it's just gonna.
We're gonna do a female body for sure. We're just gonna try to do it with interchangeable breastplates. So when we make the actual injection molded piece, we'll do it with a couple of different size of breastplates because not every lady is the same, not every man is the same. So we would have to do some interchangeable breastplates. But I think if we amortized that $30,000 over, 2 or 3 female figures that we want to make, it makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
If you just did it over one figure, it's tough. It adds a lot to the cost. So
I think
doing male figures, super easy.
It's just so cool hearing this because it adds a lot of perspective to things that people really don't think about. And it's more complex than a lot of people realize. It's not as easy just going, well, just do it. And it's like, yeah, you can just do it, but it has callbacks. I mean, it's going to cost money.
Yeah,
people have to pay that.
It's like the Conan. It's like the Conan that we did, the King Conan. He's on a base, which is very simplistic. It's very clean. It's very museum-like. In the film, it's like this rock pedestal with this rug, like this 18th century whatever tapestry rug that he's sitting on that has this extremely ornate pattern woven into it. And people wanted us to make the base. They didn't like the base. They didn't like the clean museum base that I designed. They wanted something that had the rug and the cobblestones. And in China, the base, because of the complex paint job on the rug, cost more than the figure. So you have to kind of at some point say, okay, I'm not going to do a base that's going to cost as much as the figure. Like if you look at Prime One and some of these companies that really do killer products, they do these crazy bases, and sometimes the bases are more elaborate than the figures. And I guarantee you they're paying as much, if not more, for the base in some instances as they do the figure. And, that's why prices have risen over the years, on some of this stuff. So with the Stan Winston stuff, with the maquettes, I decided to do very clean, very simplistic bases, which was, a black edge, 2-inch thick, with a ground top that's very simplistic with the logo embedded in the top because that's universal requirement. Everything has the logo, and keep everything kind of the same. So everything kind of lives in the same universe. So if you collect all of our Stan Winston maquettes, they all have kind of the same base.
Well, the presentation on it is fantastic anyways. Like, even if it's a workaround to keep the price down, it actually just looks good. It's aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah, it's like the Terror Dog. When we did the Terror Dog, that piece is 24 inches long, and people fussed that it wasn't on a base. And if you think about it, the base would have been 28 inches long, 18 inches wide, and 2 inches thick. I mean, that's literally a slab of resin. And it doesn't get lighter because it's in China. I mean, that's a heavy, heavy slab of resin. And I relate it to a friend of ours at Hollywood Collectors Gallery did a Batmobile Cinemaquette. And I bought one of them through George, and it came with this base for this big Batmobile. And the Batmobile is like 30 inches long, so it had this gigantic resin base, which had to weigh way more than the Batmobile did. Let's put it that way. And it was ridiculous, and so so sometimes we don't include bases with things because it's ridiculous. And we because we use the higher price factories, I just don't want to pass those costs on to the collectors. I'm a collector myself, and I want to be able to afford what I make. And so I guess that's a little insight into people need to realize what things cost and why they cost what they do sometimes.
It's like a complex machine with many moving parts.
Yeah, and the other thing is too, folks need to realize that when you sell these things, you have to factor in your licensing fees and all of that kind of thing too, and it's not cheap, to do some of this stuff. So it's always nice when you go to a show and somebody comes up and they go, oh, why is your stuff so expensive? And you sit there and you educate them for 10 minutes and that little light bulb goes off in their head. They're like, oh, okay, I get it now, So maybe just having this conversation is kind of educating people on, some of the process. And
yeah, I'm sure it will. And I'm sure this is the kind of stuff people want to hear as well. It's nice hearing the internal stuff, to a point, the stuff we're allowed to hear at least.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting. With Jurassic, it's been a very smooth process. Everybody in the licensing division has been very generous to us, very nice to us, and it's been a very pleasant experience for us so far, moving forward with approvals and getting things done. I think Universal and Amblin are just so excited that there's somebody that has the passion to finally make Jurassic Park stuff that's cool, that people actually want to buy. And I don't think that's happened up until this point,
No, it really hasn't.
So that makes a difference, and it's good. It's good for us. It's good for the fans. It's great for Universal. They're getting product, and I don't know if I mentioned it before, but it looks like we're going to be doing a bronze edition of the Breakout T-Rex. So everybody needs to stay tuned for that. It's going to be extremely limited edition, and we're going to try to keep the price pretty reasonable on it. So
yeah, because your Breakout's pretty much sold out, right?
If I had to put a number on it, I'd say we were over 100. We had just over 100 left a couple weeks ago, and now I would almost be sure we're well under 100 now.
Yeah,
because it's like,
so at least the bronze edition gives a few more people a chance.
That will probably be for the ultra collectors, if I'm not mistaken. With even if more reasonable price, I'm assuming that'd be pretty pricey.
They're going to be cheaper than Stan Winston's original bronzes, but at the same time, we're only probably going to do 30 to 50 pieces. So it's going to be extremely limited edition. Universal is going to take a certain amount right off the top of that number. So, I think they get 4 or 5 of that edition. So if we made 30, then it'll leave 25 for collectors. So what we were thinking about doing it was actually lottering those. So if you wanted a bronze, you submit your name, and we draw names out of a hat. And it's really the fair way to do it for people, is to do a lottery with those. And we'd actually thought about doing it just with customers who have purchased from us before. So if you are a Jurassic Park customer currently, then your hat name would go into the hat if you wanted it. Like if you wrote us and said, hey, I bought a Breakout Rex, I really want a bronze Breakout, then we would, your name would go in the hat before somebody who hadn't bought from us before.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, it'd be nice to be able to announce that we'd obviously have a link to that on our website when that does, if that does become a thing, and obviously, we look forward to.
It's going to be a thing. We just need to figure out how to sell them so it's fair for everybody.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I have a feeling, even if we were only making 50 and it's in the price range where, I want to keep it under $2,000 if at all possible. I know that sounds like a lot of money, but. When you consider Stan Winston's original bronze is sold for $3,500, I think that's a pretty competitive price in today's market. So, and only having 50 of those or 30 of those, whatever we decide to make, I think they'll go pretty fast. We've had a lot of people ask about it because I've mentioned it a few times before, and a lot of people have asked about the bronze, and I just want to find a fair way to do it so everybody that wants one has the opportunity to get it.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for speaking with us, Paul, and we look forward to everything that you've got coming up and pictures of the new Dr. Grant. We're really looking forward to that.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. You guys are always welcome, and we hope to get you over here to the States.
Yeah, that would be great.
It'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, thanks again, Paul.
It's always great
to
having you on.
Speak to you soon.
Thank you so
Nice
much.
Talking to you guys. Thank you.